Oh my, no, pass. No. This guy looks like if someone tried to single white female Davis.
I'll be your host, Peter Overzet.
So you think you can howl? You fucking ain't right, we fucking think we can.
135 submissions, 135. That's how many people think they have what it takes to be the next fantasy football star. Some of these auditions I've received are absolutely incredible. The raw talent and potential is there to become a successful tout and personality. Others, well, let's just say they should stay in the YouTube comment section. But here's the thing. I couldn't possibly review all of these on my own. I needed someone who's been on both sides of this equation, someone who's built stars and knows what it takes to perform when the lights are on. I needed someone who wouldn't sugarcoat anything, someone who's discovered talent, developed talent, and isn't afraid to tell someone when they just don't have it. I needed Pat Mayo, guys. Pat's been creating content for 17 years. He's the guy who handpicked and developed some of the biggest names in our space. He's hosted live shows, built YouTube channels, and most importantly, he knows the difference between someone who can perform and someone who just thinks they can. So buckle up, because we're about to put 135 dreams to the test. And Pat Mayo, he's not going easy on anyone. Feelings are about to be hurt. Dreams are about to begin. Let's do it with my very own Simon Cowell. Right off the top, I want to know, what are the things you're looking for when it comes to not just a fantasy tout, but a personality that you're willing to platform?
It's one of two things. Everyone gets broken up into different segments. Like if you are the most knowledgeable person, you don't need as much magnetism coming through the camera. You don't need to be hilarious if you are on point with everything you say. But here's the fun fact about fantasy touts. That's like no one. So if you don't have some sort of a personality, something that when you're talking to the camera, that the people on the other side are like, all right, I'm going to listen. Well, let's say we turn the sound off and you just see someone on a YouTube screen and they're shaking their arms or they're pointing at the camera. It looks like they're being engaging without any sound whatsoever. That's really the first thing I'm looking for a YouTube personality. Now, of course, my show is both audio and video that you need, to eventually turn it on to hear what they're talking about and see if there's any flow to what they're saying. If they're well-spoken, can they communicate properly? They don't need to be the most knowledgeable. They don't have to be the most articulate, but can they be somewhat condensed? I mean, that's not for me. That's for other people. I can talk as long as I built up enough cachet on my channel. I can talk for 3 straight hours. It's not that big of a deal. But can you hammer home your point and make it obvious to people what you're talking about? There's a lot of really smart people who are super sharp that talk in circles.
And I think what's interesting about this show is I'm open to a lot of different types of inevitable winners. Like maybe they are more of a host type of person. Maybe they're more of an analyst. Maybe they're more of a comedian. Like I do ultimately want to just find the most talented person and then put them in a position to succeed. And I'm also agnostic to forms. Maybe they're a DFS bro, best ball, dynasty, whatever. Like I'm going to let the form and their subject of choice be kind of flexible. But ultimately, I'm just looking for talent, that it factor. And I don't know about you, but when I review these tapes, like, yes, there's a lot of creativity. I like some of the editing flair, but ultimately, like, give me 10 to 15 seconds. I kind of know whether you have it or not. Do you feel like you kind of scan talent in the same way?
Absolutely. And it's two different things that you're talking about. Like the 10 to 15 seconds, you can basically tell that someone has it or if they don't. When you talk about things like production, editing flair, graphic design, that's a totally different animal.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing I've been thinking about with a lot of the stuff we do with content. Like it is on the fly. You don't you can do research and stuff, but you're not reading off a script for a lot of the content we make. These people have been able to plot things out. They've been able to edit. They've been able to retake. And what it shows me, if you do really good editing and you have some nice flair there, is that you care about this. You have already been willing to put in more work than people who get in the car and record. So like you said, I'm willing to give you a longer leash, but ultimately I want to see, are you good on camera? Can you hang in a lot of different environments?
What you could do as like round 2 and round 3, once you start to whittle this down a little bit, we used to have an on-air challenge. We had a bunch of interns that would come in. They came from the same school that I went to, broadcasting school, that they knew the behind the scenes stuff. They all really wanted to be on air. And the test was eventually once they worked themselves up to like get a bit comfortable in front of the camera, they would go on the big desk with me. They wouldn't know what the topic was, and they would have to talk to me for 5 minutes. And like, no, I wouldn't say first take it, but even if you and I are doing a best ball show together, you know, I came on your show completely unprepared last year. I could hang for like an hour with you, just knowing what I know.
Well, let's pull out some. We got football podcast of the year, football video of the year, daily fantasy writer of the year.
Look, he's pulling out the hardware.
Best football series. Oh, this one's from 13 years ago. Been around the block, pal.
Yes, exactly. And, to set the table on what we're going to do here, I have seen every single submission. We received 135 submissions. I have watched every one of them, a lot of them multiple times. Pat has not seen, actually, I don't want to make that assumption. Have you seen any on the timeline, or have you tried to kind of not check in on them?
Once you asked me to do this, I didn't want to see any, so I haven't seen any.
Beautiful. That is perfect.
Did anyone do a walking bet style one?
This is an unfortunate thing, Pat. 135 submissions, not a single female submitted to this. There were some people who did it out walking about, but they weren't quite as endowed as the walking bets.
See, you're already losing market share already.
I know. So without further ado, let's get this sausage fest started here.
You think you can tell? I don't know, Peter. I do know I need clout. A little bit of fantasy football clout would be nice. I'm tired of hustling used goods on eBay, going to garage sales, thrift stores. I want to live the soft life. I want to stay at home and make hot takes in front of my computer about fantasy football. Ah, man, that's a dream. That's been a dream of mine. And I have some truth serum for you. The reason why I take fantasy football so seriously is because I couldn't play. Or at least I couldn't play as well as I wanted to play. I still got a chip on my shoulder from getting cut from my middle school team. I still have a chip on my shoulder from playing JV in the 11th grade. Ew. I think a lot of us feel that way. I think a lot of us are out there, love the game of football, wasn't great at the game of football, and now reality and fantasy have combined, and fantasy is our reality, and our reality is fantasy, and it makes us feel like we're the players that we never were. I think that's my truth serum, Peter. Can I tout? I don't know. Do I need clout? Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
This guy's great. He's really good. 9.5 out of 10. He's easily the best one yet.
He was an early submission. He has been a submission that I haven't been able to get out of my head. That line, I want to live the soft life, is probably the best line I've heard across all 135 submissions. It's like honest, he's real, he's himself, he's energetic. I would watch him vlog selling eBay gear. I would watch him do anything.
He's energetic without being like me and like having to yell the entire time too, which is great. And like good timing. Good timing with the jokes, good timing with the pauses, felt natural, good setup. I like this guy a lot. I could see this guy hosting by himself and with someone else.
Yes. Yeah, you just want to watch more of him, and I don't really even care what he's talking about, which is a really good spot to be in.
Hello, Peter. My name is Tony Squares, and I am the perfect applicant for So You Think You Can Tout for one reason and one reason only. I am lucky enough to make a living talking about the NFL and reality TV online, and the one thing you can draw from both of those worlds is that in order to have a perfect storyline, every hero needs a villain. And my truth serum take is my strongest take in all of fantasy football. It would be number one of my fantasy football commandments, and it is Week 18 should be the championship in every fantasy football league. Now, those best ball babies can sit this one out. If I could draft 25 running backs and get the best two scores every week, I'd win money too. Nay. Week to week is where the real men play. Whether it's dynasty or redraft, I've championed both, and I've lived to tell the tale that Week 18 will test the true mettle of a fantasy football warrior. Is Jalen Hurts only going to play the first half? Do I drop Josh Allen because he's only taken the first snap? You spend an all-day Friday reading those same beat reporters that got you through the draft in order to find out what third-string running back is getting goal line carries. A Week 18 championship proves that you can't win a league.
I like him. He's good.
Love
9.5.
his voice.
Tied for first with that guy two ago.
Wow. And so the one, and he mentions it here, he covers Survivor and reality TV, has a big following on Instagram. So obviously comfortable with content creation, fantasy football, just his passion, his side hobby, but he's got it on mic. Like I want to hear more from him.
Yeah, he's got, I mean, especially if he's going to go pure villain mode, kind of looks like that haircut makes you look like a villain. Start off with like someone, listen, I've gotten a lot of places because apparently, I mean, you can see it on the screen. I have one of the more punchable faces. I have an arrogant tone. I'm condescending. People actively watch my show who hate my guts, but it keeps them around. I could see like a similar thing for this guy.
My name's Zack McDonald. I've been making fantasy football content since 2020. I used to be a stand-up comedian. Then at 30, I went back to journalism school, got into sports media, and I'm trying to build my name up. And the reason why I'm the perfect person for this competition, there's going to be a lot of people tell you, oh, they're the greatest fantasy player ever. Oh, they've won 1 million championships. They know how to win. They're going to lead people to the secrets. That's not me. I've been playing fantasy football since 2007. Redraft, Dynasty, Best Ball, Daily Fantasy, whatever it is, you name it, I've done it. And I have won 0 championships. I've never won a championship in my entire life. You figured you'd win by accident, by fluke. I've been beaten by in-laws and girlfriends and guys who've never heard of football. So why not bring someone on who is going to get good at fantasy football? I can teach the rest of the people like me, the common man, what it takes to go from 0 to hero. That's what I'll be able to do on this competition. And my true serum take in 2026, Kyler Murray will be the #1 overall quarterback in fantasy football. He's going to be better than everybody. Kevin O'Connell is going to fix him in Minnesota. You got Justin Jefferson out there. That's my true serum take. That's why I think you should pick me. Let's fucking go.
I like this guy a lot. It's mainly the hair. I think the hair is fucking fantastic. You don't see many people online with hair like this anymore. It's like he couldn't quite get the Gavin Rosdale 1997 on the go. It's more puffed up than that, but I like it. I like his vibe. Kind of lost me at the end with like he had the truth serum take, but he was not committed to that take. He really had to start like stretching for reasons. Kind of forgot why he liked Kyler Murray. But I liked his vibe. I like that there was no edits in the entire video. Like he gave you the straight to camera. 8.5 out of 10.
It's funny. I kind of give it. He like botched that actual true serum because that's just a hot take. Kyler Murray's gonna finish first overall, but he kind of did the true serum in the submission of being like, "Here's the truth. I'm not good at fantasy football." So he kind of accidentally backed his way into what I consider a good true serum of just being like vulnerable and not trying to bullshit me about how good he is.
Yeah, I liked his commitment to everything he was saying outside of the actual take. Like he meant it. You can see that he has real personality, and I think that's very helpful. Being a former stand-up, I don't know how good of a stand-up he was, but clearly that has helped him in order with like engaging with the camera as if it's an audience. Yeah, I like this guy. 8.5 out of 10.
I know what I must do. I will shred this competition down to its last atom. And then, with the followers you've collected for me, create a new channel teeming with life that knows not who it has lost, but who it has been given. A grateful underdog. I know what I must do.
Is that it?
I will.
That is it.
1 out of 10. Is he not even memorizing the script? He's having it play in the background, then repeating it?
Yes, I believe he's speaking over movie quotes with his own little riffs in tweaks to it.
Okay, bad. Next.
What up, what up, what up? How's it going, Petey? You might already know me. I'm Evan Silverback.
I'm sure it's hilarious. Next.
Score.
1.
What? Okay. There was one good line where the gorilla said, "I'm above market on mangoes." I just want the record to show that.
My name is Jimmy Lanane, and I can tout because I eat, sleep, and breathe fantasy football. My true serum take is that we as a fantasy football, best ball in particular, community have been overcomplicating our strategies and drafts. As someone who's drafted a lot of 0/hero RB teams in the past, and now you kind of see this big...
Got him. It's a condition called lazy tongue. I had it a bit too. And you can really work on it. You take your tongue and you paint the top of your mouth. And your tongue gets stronger, and then your words come out a little bit more clearly and forceful. Yeah, this guy's got zero energy.
I basically just wanted to show you this one because I thought the crop on this was like half his face. You see the wallpaper in the curtain, and I just could not get over what is the angle. We don't even see his full head in the picture. I was like, what are we doing?
Hey, Pete, Curtis here. Some people call me Golden God. Some people call me the tutor. I go by the sports pool guy as well. My resume speaks for myself. You can look at that. Taking time out of Harvard Town today with my buddy John Daly to tell you why I should be picked to tout. I'm a special education teacher. I got summers off. I can do all these so-called challenges that you want us to do. Don't worry, I won't do them in this setup. I got plenty of other room in the house. But you want our bad takes, just like that bad golf shot. I got some for you. While you guys are drafting these high-profile receivers in the first couple rounds, I focus on running backs that get no carries taken from them, whether they are a health risk or not. Why? Because I get handcuffed later in the round. It's Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. I make sure I just get their handcuffs later in the round. That way I always have the team one running back, whether they get hurt or not. McCaffrey got hurt a couple years ago. I had Mason on all my team.
Got it.
Derrick Henry.
What a take. What a hot take. Running backs who touch the ball.
I love that this guy had given himself like 5 different nicknames. Tutor, the Golden God.
Cool guy?
The sports pool guy.
Oh, sports. I thought you said the sports cool guy. Here's something. Listen.
Yeah.
You need to be clear when you're talking. I can't think that you're giving yourself a nickname. That's not even the crappy nickname that you gave yourself.
I thought you might be excited about the golf setup, being a golf guy, but it ended up being pretty distracting from actually hearing his pitch.
It is. Listen, I am very jealous of. I was looking more at the setup the entire time. That's an awesome setup. I wish I had that in my house.
What out of 10 there for Curtis?
Yeah, no, 2 out of 10 for Curtis. 2 out of 10 because it's a nice setup.
Oh, hey, Pete. I'm Rick. My parents named me Akash Bhattacharya, but you and everyone else can call me whatever you prefer. It's the internet, after all. I can't control it. I'm empathetic, I'm gregarious, I'm confident, and I'm an emotionally regulated person. So, let me tell you why it would be a mistake, possibly the biggest mistake you've ever made, not to pick me as a contestant for this show. Well, I'm relatable, specifically for the Asian American population. Last year, I did over 2,000 drafts on sites that don't rhyme with shaftings. I see the draft board in terms of pockets, pivots, and game theory. In the media space, I'm a complete unknown, but I'm ready to be the Brown Bob Dylan of fantasy football. So, I'm gonna take a sip of this truth serum here. Whoa. Is it possible that draft assistants and overlays increase your EV, but limit your upside? I mean, Sam Sherman won in the cardio club. Underdog sent us this workout shirt. Is the key to winning BBM touching grass and not draft assistants?
I like this guy. Calm. Like you said, he's confident. I don't know how unshakable his confidence is, but seems to be pretty confident. Good pacing, good timing. Give him like an 8.5 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. Awesome.
All right. My name is Tyler, PPR Tyler, as many of you know me as. If you want the rascal real quick, here we go. 5'10", 220 pounds, 5'3", flat, 40-yard dash. That was barefoot, by the way. 225 reps for 11. Seems he did 10 at his combine, and I can throw the football 41 yards on the dot. Now, my truth serum take. It is 2026. Why are we not having Best Ball Mania be a super flex contest? How many of your best leagues are you in? Dynasty, keeper, redraft. All of those leagues are super flex if you are over the age of 14 years old or you take fantasy football semi-competitively. Superflex is without a doubt the most strategic and the best way to play fantasy football. Why is Best Ball Mania not Superflex? Argue with a freaking wall. Now, why should I be in this contest? Many are going to say out there, He's got his own channel already. He makes money doing this. He does not qualify. I make money doing this? Guys, this is my fridge. Does this look like I'm killing it on fantasy football YouTube right now? Here's the freezer. I got one Go-Gurt left and some popsicles that are a month old. Let's take a look over to the pantry. Yep, I'm really killing it on fantasy football YouTube. My goal one day is to fill that third shelf with some food in it, okay? The only option is me. The entertainment value alone.
9.5 on this guy. This guy's good. This guy's very good. It was better. The moment he opened the fridge and like did like the top. One day I hope to have this top. That's good stuff. Like that's the stuff that keeps you coming back right there. And that wasn't obviously it was set up, but it didn't sound forced. He's got. It sounds like he's pretty good to begin with. He's got that good bro vibe. I think that's probably good for YouTube, honestly. Like he looks like someone who may have played. Whether or not he did, I have no idea. But he looks like it. That's helpful. I like this guy a lot. Good. High grade.
I also like, he kind of did what the Zack McDonald, the comedian, did, where like his true serum was about Superflex, whatever, but it was the end that was the actual true serum. It was just like, people think I'm crushing it because I built up a little bit of a following, but I'm not. And I can't even buy groceries for myself. That showed us who he is. That was the killer part of the submission. You couple that with the energy, you have a really strong candidate.
It's funny. This guy is basically me in 2013.
So the reason I showed you Rick and PPR Tyler back to back is because they have been beefing and going back and forth since their early submissions. I'm going to show you a quick clip of what Rick said. Rick came on the bash. He won a spot to draft with me, and he said this.
I love seeing the submissions. I think there's a similar type of energy in some of them. Like, no shade to PPR Tyler and the guys. Like, I love it, but like, I think we could use a little bit more of a calm-headed person, like a little bit less, flexing. For example, I am the same exact dimensions as PPR Tyler, just 8 years older. And it's like, dude, you know so much. Just smile and let it shine. We don't have to like pop everybody for, what we need.
So that kicked off a back and forth with these guys. Then PPR Tyler on his show was going after Rick. It spilled over into my Discord, like actual animosity, Pat, between these guys. More so Rick going after PPR Tyler and then people who like PPR Tyler coming to his defense. But I did want to give you that color to these two who you both liked beefing on this show already.
I can see these two just being like a show together. I know this might be your bit. This is not. I hate this guy so much. If you're scrolling like on whatever it might be, like, oh, here's a reel, you might catch me for like 3 seconds. This guy got me for 1 second. I saw this fucking guy gone immediately.
It's a full-blown emo parody song. That's like his handle. It's very inside baseball, best ball references. Like for people who are, it got a lot of traction on social, 29 retweets. People in inside baseball really loved it. I think Tyler's a talented dude. I was actually hoping to like learn more about him or why he wanted to be in this contest. And one thing I talked to Alex Piper, the YouTube exec, of like figuring out who are the people who just wanted to make a clever video to make me laugh and make people in our community laugh, and who actually wanted to make a submission to show they really wanted to be on the show. And some of these bit ones were like, yeah, you put a lot of effort into it, but I have a hard time knowing, do you actually want to be on this show and go far?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is funny for people, not me, but you failed the one thing that was asked of you for this competition. If you can't grasp that, how are you going to host a show?
Yeah. Yeah, in the truth serum at the end is this, it's kind of like a nihilistic thing. Nothing matters. Player takes injuries. It was kind of like the
Davis would love this guy.
No, Davis knows Tyler in emo too, but it was funny because I even shared it and I said, I can't tell if this was a submission or a resignation, where it was like playing into the bit of being emo, but then also being like nothing matters. And I'm like, but I need people who think things matter, that fantasy football matters. Like, right? Don't you think at the end of the day, you have to be passionate about this almost to a silly extent? Like, yes, in the grand scheme of things, fantasy football doesn't matter, but when you're on camera and entertaining people, it has to matter, right?
It absolutely does. And you can have this doesn't actually, I mean, we do that shit all the time. Just like, oh yeah, this doesn't fucking matter. When we're going through spread picks and like every single game, it's like, we're not going to bet every single game. Part of the show though, is to talk about every single game. If you just skip games, what the fuck is going on with this? Because you need to understand what people are there to see. It's not this shit.
What's the score here for Emo Cowboy?
1-1.
Okay.
So you think you can tout? You fucking ain't right. We fucking think we can. Ram is here. We're ready. We got the takes. We got the truth serum. We got all the goodness for you. You know, we're coming to play. We're out here. You know, me and my fucking hot ass fiance, Courtney. Show him the ring, babe. Show him the ring. See the ring? You think you're a ring, engagement ring with JCPenney credit
All right, got
card?
it. He had me until that. Oh, that's bad. That was really bad.
Can I force you to watch the rest of it?
Yeah, I could put it on.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we're coming though. We're out here. PPR Tyler's out here. The guy, he looks like Bumper from Pitch Perfect, fucking on Fat Amy. We ain't worried about that. Goofy Chicken, you're out here trying to break even. I'm out here trying to get rich. You know, I got some takes. You want Ashton Genty? If I have pick 4, you're fucked. You ain't getting them. You know, that ain't happening. You want a truth serum? Here's a little truth serum brew for me here. Truth serum is, you give me almost 4K in site credits, I'm fucking making a shit ton of money. I drafted some teams. We only did 40 BBMs last year. Guess what? We had a team come in the top 25 in the overall week 14 standings. Suck it. You know, we met some eliminator teams. We almost maxed the eliminator. Guess what? We were playing for 5K. Did we lose? Yeah, unfortunate. You can blame Damus Matic for that. Oh, Javonte Williams, he's cooked. Javonte, take draft Jaden Blue and Miles Sanders. Oh, okay, that fucked half my draft up. But you give me money, I'm fucking, you know, we're out here, boys. We are in Wisconsin. We are an exterminator. I call myself an assassin, but, you know, it's for bugs. But, you know, we're an exterminator, and we're doing shit. You give me money, I'm going to fuck shit up.
This is over 90 seconds.
That was good.
Did it pick up? It picked up. I wish he would have led with like the fact that he's so on his application. I asked for like your general availability, and he goes, "I don't fucking know, man. I'm an exterminator, but we'll figure it out." And there was an energy. This was one of the few submissions that I was like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know if you're going to say something that I'm going to have to edit out because it is problematic, but I just was holding on for dear life in a way I wasn't for a lot of the submissions.
This guy also has big guest vibes.
Character, huge character. Like
big character. I could not watch 5 minutes of him talking in a row.
Yeah. I mean, it almost looked like he was like a spoof, like a hick white trash, like here's my fiance who just got a ring. But I think he's completely serious. He's obviously a best ball bro. He's getting references into Davis Matic and some of the videos I made. I just thought it had this energy that a lot of other submissions didn't have.
I'd give that to you, but again, I mean, maybe that's something you can think about too, that obviously there's going to be one winner, but if you could pair people up or create a show, you could create like a list of the guys that we've been talking about. Like, hey, here are your first few guests, this guy.
Yeah. And I think honestly too, in my heart of hearts, do I think that Kurt can make a deep run in the contest?
Nope.
No. Do I think he could be an agent of chaos in some really entertaining television early on? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think that could happen.
So what's your overall score? And I don't want you to be colored by my enjoyment.
Oh, he's like a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. I knew I had to show you that one, though.
The end is great. It's over 90 seconds. Oh.
That was my favorite part. And I like how, a lot of people didn't stick to the rules. There were a lot of excuses. I love his cameraman being like, you got to wrap this shit up, brother.
Pete, Pedro. It's your boy, the big CB, Chuck Bass in the house. Heard you got a pretty spicy little reality competition brewing up over there, and I thought I'd throw the old hat in the ring. Qualifications, well, those are public record, of course. What can be said about me that hasn't already been said about our boy Tiger Woods, champion, role model, father, occasional husband, used to live near Hulk Hogan, and plus I've got a medicine cabinet right now that would blow a load right through Elvis Presley's blue suede shoes. Look, I'm going to level here with you, Peter. I need to feel something again. I have climbed Redraft Mountain. I fracked Dynasty Lake. Best ball sites are freezing me out, my accounts, because I was making too much damn money. And yeah, there was maybe also some harassment stuff going on there from a legal standpoint. But the fact is, I'm a winner. And I've also got like an insane amount of free time right now because AI is doing a lot of my job for me. So let's get the Truth Serum Lake here.
I like him. He's clearly reading off a script, hence why he has sunglasses on.
Yes.
What happens when you're an unscripted? Like he's good at reading the script. I like him. He's got good Florida man vibes.
He does. I don't need to show you the true submission. He kind of does a joke one, like he doesn't reveal anything about him. It kind of falls into the emo cowboy thing of like, it's a bit, and I don't actually know like how badly you want to be in this competition. It is funny you mentioned the writing thing because he has a bigger following on Twitter compared to a lot of people. Like good writer, I can tell he's like a solid joke writer.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he's leaning on that.
It's tough to say because like I don't know how he would be off script, which 98% of this is. But I mean, even if he prepared a few zingers coming in, he'd probably be pretty good at this. So I give him like an 8 out of 10. There's something about his vibe I like. He's fucking funny. Yeah. That's helpful.
Yeah, I think like you said, because it's so overly written, it's hard to know, can he keep up that character, which is a pretty good character, in a more natural setting? That's the question for him, I think.
I also hate sunglasses on screen. I hate it so much. It takes away I think it was Vince McMahon who used to talk about it, but like wrestlers with masks are very tough because it's really hard to see their eyes, and so much of connecting with the audience is seeing your eyes that I feel the same way about YouTube videos, shorts, whatever it might be. Like if you're on camera, sunglasses just are not helpful with engaging with the audience, in my mind at least.
Greetings and salutations. My name is JT Tierney. I'm a high school English teacher, and I'm here to testify, terrorize, taunt, and most importantly, tout. Drink from the goblet of destiny. You want me to drink this? Very well. Ow. Headache. Truth is, I'm afraid. Is that what you want to hear? I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I'm not as funny as I think I am. I'm not as good as I think I am at fantasy football. That my wife is right. It's a fake game, and I'm not cut out for it. I'm afraid that I injured myself filming the first video, and I was just taking pictures. I'm afraid that this year, I'm just going to draft rookies because I want to feel smart.
All right, cut it.
I'm afraid.
This guy has good guest vibe, not good host vibe.
Yes. You got to get him the ball in space.
Yeah. Like he's someone that you want, like he needs a point guard to be set up. I think if he had to carry the entire thing, it would become like, I'm done with the bit right now, but he's pretty good. It's funny. I have no idea whether or not he knows how to tout or host anything, but for the purposes of the show, it's like a 3 out of 10. But I can see this guy being on my show at some point.
You know what? If I'm able to repay you for your time today and all of your help, you're free to poach anyone from the discard pile of the show for your own pipeline. You have my blessing on that.
But that's a real thing, though. There is a big difference between like the show that, like the conceptual show that you have for this person to host. It's just them, right? Or if they can have someone on, right?
I'm really flexible with that. Like if I think they're the perfect co-pilot with me on a show, like I'm good with that. Say they're just like this redraft guy, really good on camera, and they want to do a weekly waiver wire show for me, and they just want to do that solo. Like I'm open to all kinds of different configurations. I ultimately just want to find the most talented person that fits in somewhere that makes sense. And I'm open to a lot of different placements.
Okay. Yeah, this guy can't host. I mean, based on this video, I don't think that's the case. But he's a good weirdo. You always need a good weirdo. If anyone's ever seen my channel, it's filled with weirdos.
This is Nathaniel.
No, pass. No.
Tell me why.
This guy looks like if someone tried to single white female Davis.
I definitely got creepy serial killer vibes. Just listen to like 3 seconds of him, and it will confirm why you wanted to pass.
My name's Nathaniel, and I know I can tout. And I'm sure you will
Why
soon.
is there sirens in
Even
the
the
background?
ambulance outside knows I can tout. It knows I'm too dangerous. It knows I'm too good. That's why you should make me on your show, is they got the police coming for me for my takes.
I did like how he improvised.
This guy's actually not bad. He
That's
creeps
what I
me
was.
the fuck out, man.
That was my whole thing. I was like, my notes are literally, he has this weird energy that makes me want to keep watching.
You know what? I'm going to write him down. Potential Pat guest.
The take that they want, the truth serum take. I keep it secret because I see the NFL clearly.
What score do you give him?
You know what? I've kind of flipped on this guy.
You want to see more?
Yeah.
Know what is going on. I know how this season's going to unfold. And I know what's going to make people look foolish at the end of the season. But I can only unlock it with a little bit of truth serum. Truth serum. He said it was true serum in the notes. Yes. Sorry, Peter. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything.
Stop. When he broke character, it kind of fell apart. Him being in character, I thought it was pretty good character.
Yeah.
He has so all of the kind of like people that I'll speak for myself that I liked throughout this episode, but didn't feel like had like the juice or like enough energy. This guy has it. They can learn a lot from this guy. He has good delivery. He has good energy. Just weirds me out.
For sure.
And I have no idea about his like real personality or takes. Like he's doing a character. But as you know, committing to a character doesn't mean you can't do the other things. It means you can commit to a character, which is a certain part of performance that goes into this.
Yeah. And the thing that people like, you can do a character for 60 seconds. You can do it for 90 seconds. Can you do it for an hour? Can you do it over and over and over again in different environments where you're essentially having to be an improviser? I sometimes am very doubtful of that. What would be your score for Nathaniel, though?
6.5 out of 10.
6.5. That's solid.
Yeah, he won me over besides the initial like freeze frame. Okay.
Jerry here. Can I tout? Yeah, duh. Come on now. I've been playing fantasy football for about 15 years now. Best ball 4-5, and it is my first year streaming every single day on YouTube at Jerry Football. Catch a stream, seriously, every single day. Now, my best year playing best ball was 2 years ago in 2024, where I drafted 500 teams and made the finals in 11 different tournaments, including Best Ball Mania. How? Because I'm not afraid to let it hang, swang that dang-a-lang, y'all. 64% Chase Brown, 50% Jameson Williams.
All right, cut
all
it.
my shots, ride or die.
This guy not having a German accent the moment he started speaking really threw me. You're like, yes, I love the fantasy football, you know? I have very stern takes on everything. That should have been the pitch. Yeah, I don't need to know your percentages, pal. Like, unless you're Davis and that's like kind of your boring shtick, like that's not gonna fly.
Man, you would be shocked at how many submissions were just boring me with their credentials. I made the Puppy 4 finals.
Who cares? No one cares. Like you talked about Liam. Liam did it and then started touting, right?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, like he won. Like if you win something, there's been a lot of careers launched on winning a Millie Maker or winning a best ball championship, and then you get into touting because it's fucking hard to win these things over and over. Like, does anyone really care what your results are in best ball? Honestly?
No, I don't. I think it's what gets you in the door. You're like, oh, Liam won Best Ball Mania. Pat Kerrane won Best Ball Mania. But then people stick around because you're entertaining or because
Correct.
you bring other value. So I do think it helps getting people in the door, but it absolutely does not keep people in the door.
No, and this is sort of this submission needs to be like you're already in the door kind of thing. Like, can you keep me around? No, is the answer to this guy.
Score.
5.
Okay, that was actually
good
nice.
hair though. Good tat, good hair. Good look, but needs to have a German accent.
Why am I the clear-cut favorite to win your challenge? It's easy. Experience, baby. I'm 53. My first draft, 1997. First 2 picks, Eddie George and Jerome Bettis. That's right. I did Robert Starby before Robert Starby was even a thing. Rest of my team, John Elway, Ed McCaffrey, Rod Smith, Shannon Sharp, a Broncos superstar. I was correlating before scorer rating was even a thing. I crushed that league. Since then, I play everything. I'm on Underdog and DraftKings, Splashsport, Drafters, even on FanDuel. Who plays FanDuel anymore? I play everything. MLB, NFL, NBA, PGA, soccer, tennis, NHL, you name it. Daily, baseball. I do showdowns. I do battle royale. I've done all. And I'm still crushing it. How do I do it? Ooh, I'm lucky as fuck. I don't do it because of my unique roster construction.
All right, got it?
Or because
This guy falls into would be like a tremendous guest category.
Yes.
Like, come on and hit me with your like picks for 10. Like, if you were doing a daily radio show, or if you had like an hour where you had 3 guests, like, like Nick Costas' show, where like you'll go on for like 15 minutes. This guy is perfect for that.
Yes. I also just love the I'm lucky as fuck, because he was flexing that he's like super knowledgeable, and then he's like, I just play everything and I'm lucky as hell. I love that.
He was getting me like twisting the bottle. It was like, all right, man, like I get you need some sort of tick. You're like, say some people hold a pen, some people smoke a vape during the show. Kenny Kim smokes cigarettes during shows on my channel. That keeps him calm, but like fidgeting around is not a good look.
Score here.
5.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I'm glad you mentioned the guest stuff, and I think it's nice to kind of give people their flowers and say, hey, I can see your strong suit. Ultimately, what this challenge is going to require is, you need to be able to be a good guest and a good hang, but that is just one part of this, and if that's all you can do, you're ultimately going to be too one-dimensional for what I'm looking for.
Yeah, of course. Like, you're trying to find someone, honestly, it's probably not like you, but fills similar roles that you fill. Like when you are hosting your streams, or even when you're hosting Lowell's versus when you come on my show, it's not that you're different, but you understand it's a different task.
Hello, Peter. This is my submission for So You Think You Can Tell. Who am I? Well, I've been called many things.
Come on, man. Fuck you doing? Why even waste the time doing this?
And it's like, did you have to order the mask for this, or did you just have this paramilitary gear laying around?
It'd be worse if you just had it laying around, right?
Hey, I'm Buck St. Thomas. I'm a freelancer in the film industry, and I work mostly as a sound mixer and a composer. I've been dominating fantasy football leagues and everybody in them for over 20 years.
Stop it for a sec.
This is my dog.
Have you ever watched, like, if you don't know how to do something editing, and it's like, oh, like here's a guy explaining Final Cut Pro and how to do this thing. So like, this guy. This is this guy's voice, the same setup. Like, it's unreal. Good setup though. I don't think you can keep it going.
Let's see.
Isn't she great? In 2024 and 2025, I advanced 30% of my best ball teams. I'm a dad of 2 girls, and I'm 39 years old.
You hate that he led with the advancement?
It's not even that it's not the advancement. It's just it's the style of speech. It's just very unrelatable. Maybe that's just to me, but it's like, hey, how you doing over there? Hey, here's what I'm doing. I would hire this guy as a production guy though. The production looks great.
Very, very good production. Let me just show you a little bit more. I
Okay,
just
so
want
you
to
like him. Show me the part where you got sucked in.
Well, let's see here. Let me we'll
And
just
yes, I know they just raised the draft age to include up to 42-year-olds with 1 prior marijuana conviction, but it's okay. I've been arrested more than 1 time for marijuana, at least 2 times. It's not even illegal anymore. I'll be here, is what I'm trying to say. You may have heard this parody song I did with Sacrilegious. If you're in the ship chasing Discord, you know me as the guy who came in 2 years ago screaming about how running back was undervalued as a whole due to league trends on both sides of the ball. If you're in Slappy Central, you probably consider me your arch enemy because I'll never stop poking at your flawed logic. It's going to fall apart. I'm a fantasy heel.
So he says he's a fantasy heel. He is he's the anti-best ball bro. Like, he is a constant antagonist. He's literally, Davis has brought him on to debate Davis, and he likes playing heel and going against conventional wisdom and he's a good debater, and he has had success playing best ball. I liked the creativity of this submission, but I want to get your raw take on him as a personality.
He doesn't, I mean, he might be a real life heel. He does not convey being a heel on the screen.
Yeah. And that is a different thing, right? Being a heel, arguing with people in Discord or on Twitter is a lot different than doing it in person and on camera.
Yeah. How like in those days, you said he's a good debater and Davis had him on. Like, did he seem like a heel when he did that?
Yes. I mean, he has like completely different takes than Davis.
Sure, but different takes is one thing, but being like when I think heel, I'm thinking like wrestling heel. I'm thinking villain. That guy earlier, he said did the Survivor recaps. He felt like he had villain energy to me. This guy does not feel like he has villain energy. He has, I'm really smart, and he probably is.
Yeah.
He has like nerd villain type stuff is the vibe I get.
And I think he, in our orbit, I think because of like groupthink and all that people really start to resonate with the individuals who are on camera that are willing to push back against those things. And so he's built up definitely some fans from that perspective of, we like that you go on these shows with Davis or in these Discords and you're like someone who doesn't just fall in line with consensus.
So maybe good guest.
Good guess. Yeah. What do you give his score there just as a personality in the submission?
4.
His true serum take I kind of liked as well. It was basically like he's been cocky and saying like, hey, I'm a way better drafter than you guys, and basically saying these tools and these sim tools and stuff have gotten too good, and basically admitted like my edge is basically evaporated. So that also boosted him for me. I thought it was like knowing how cocky he is to admit that these tools have surpassed him or whatever his perception is of himself, I thought was like a decent true serum.
My true serum take is that So You Think You Can Tout is going to be a colossal failure. Everybody's been sucking you off. Davis thinks you're going to quadruple in viewership. But think of all the people you've had on your channel over the years. If somebody was smart, funny, could articulate well, and knew ball, you would have found them by now. Hell, I've even been on stream with you a couple of times. Both shows have since been canceled, RIP. Not sure if that was correlation or causation. I always get those two confused. Anyways, if you're looking for somebody willing to do the grunt work and never, ever misses a deadline or a waiver run, then I'm your guy. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to these fantasy gods instead.
I just love that his true serum was that the show was going to fail. I thought that was a good way to get my ears perked up for reviewing a submission.
He talks like that old Will Forte character on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
Here is my submission. Note.
Exactly. Frankie, definitely someone who had to script this one, not super comfortable on camera, but I like him taking a shot at it. I will say a little hint to the true serum. I do think he's going to be wrong. I think the show is going to be successful, but I did like that comment of who is there actually someone who could be this good at it, who's this passionate and like crushes the challenges, that hasn't already felt the need to start and do this on their own, that they actually needed the permission. Like, do you think that person does exist?
Probably not. I hate to say it, but...
See, you're on Team Frankie.
I am on Team Frankie on this one, but maybe this is the encouragement that someone... Listen, people are fucking lazy. You got to remember that, too. That I know that holding a phone in front of your face and spouting out football takes can be time-consuming, but the barrier of entry to this stuff is just so low. And there's no saying that these guys haven't done a bunch of stuff before anyway. It just maybe they didn't get picked up or people haven't noticed them, but they could have been grinding for like 2 years. Who knows?
Yep. Yeah, I think it's an interesting thing. And I've tried to articulate too of like one reason this show is unique compared to other reality shows. It's not like there's a winner and things end. I mean, there is going to be a winner, but the whole point is that like I find a collaborator that I can continue to work with, like that this doesn't end. And so I do think that changes the dynamic a little bit. And maybe it goes back to what you say. Maybe the winner isn't someone who can just be a fully fledged solo content creator who goes off on their own and flourishes. But as similar to your world, in your universe, you have regular guests on your shows. Like, could Cust start his own network and do all of the things behind the scenes necessary to grow a YouTube channel? Or can he shine in the role that you put him in?
Cust can't use Amazon. Hence why he's a guest. Oh, he was very good at hosting my show the other day. He's very well prepared, very well spoken, and he's a character. Some people don't believe the stuff that he says, but he believes the stuff that he says. And that's what, like, you need to have that conviction. And whether it's real or fake, it doesn't really matter. You need to be able to present the conviction. Like Frankie here, clearly uncomfortable on camera. Not a great on-air talent. But like, if he had fired off a take like that, this is going to fail horribly. Like, it's a bad idea. Here's why it's bad. And really committed to that, it would have been way more hilarious.
Yes, I think there is a version of someone else delivering his take where I'm like, okay, now you're my villain. Like, you're going to come on the show and constantly remind me and poke at me at the ways that the show isn't working or it's failing. That could have had a fun dynamic to it. I just don't think Frankie's the guy for the job.
No, you get a paid actor, and Frankie can write for him.
What's the score for Frankie?
2.
Burroughs. I've been podcasting for about 10 years. I've worked with people like One Week Season, RotoViz, and others. I'm a very serious best ball player.
Stop it. I've worked with, I don't want to say this guy, but I've worked with this guy over the past 15 years. This guy sucks. Bats. I know exactly what he's going to say next.
Can I show you his true serum?
Yeah.
Because this is the part that I wanted you to see.
Wait, hold on. When I first got into it, like, this was the industry, was these guys.
Yes. No, he's as old school as it gets. I just want to play you the true serum, and then I'll tell you just another thing.
Damn. And while I worked for those companies for 3 years or less, they've all let me go. Matthew Berry said if I was good enough, people would notice. And I guess they haven't noticed. And maybe the reason I took shots at Pete and Davis was they were having the kind of success I wanted, but wasn't having. And I don't understand why people take onesie at the one position.
I enjoy the honesty.
Yeah, and I know this guy. I had him. He used to say, when I first started making content, we're talking like over a decade ago, he would say nasty stuff to me on Twitter. I just had him muted and had not interacted with him for years. And now he's like in my mentions trying to be on this show. And I did appreciate the candor of saying, hey, I used to talk shit about you, and it was because I was jealous of you and Davis. And the producer side of me, despite not liking Todd, is like, is there actually a redemption arc here? The story's compelling, but I don't know if he's good enough on camera to pull it off.
He's not.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing I don't like about his submission, and a couple of the like older people who submitted, they were like, I've been winning. All I care about is winning. People who listen to me win. And again, missing the point of I need entertainment.
If all people, everyone who listens to you wins, and you still can't grow a following, what does that tell you?
Good point. Good point. What's the score for Todd?
1. Video application for Peter Overzet, So You Think You Can Tout, the fantasy football reality show that will be on YouTube. There are 2 primary reasons for why I believe that Peter should have me on the show. 1, my analysis actually produces results for those who choose to listen. And 2, I am the king of hot takes. Over the past 4 years,
Is he speeding up his voice?
I'm really glad you mentioned that, because I gave a 90-second submission thing. A lot of people recorded over that and then went in post and said 1.3x or whatever they needed to get it down. That happened a lot.
I mean, he sounds like a fucking robot.
Let's continue.
Created a fantasy football show on TikTok that is consistently rated in the top 1%, averaging 200 concurrent viewers, peaking at 1800.
No.
The reason that the show
you don't need fucking Nerdlinger on your channel here. I don't need to know the analytics of your fucking TikTok. Give me the heat. Where's the heat?
So the one part of the heat is he says he's better at touting than everybody else in the world.
It's wrong or an injury were to occur. When I put out my content this year, I can essentially guarantee I will have Bashal Tootin ranked as a top 5 running back in fantasy, but I know I was looking for. So in short, yes, I think I can tout, and I personally believe that I'm better than you, Davis, Liam, Justin Herzig, or anyone else that is going to be participating in this in a facet. If you've gotten to this
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. He was.
You like him though. I can see that you like this guy.
I don't. I wanted to show you it because I thought it was pretty brazen to be like, one, I'm the host of this show, and to say I think I'm better at touting than you and anyone else involved in the show. Also thinking that Liam and Davis were going to be contestants on the show. I guess I was confused by all that, but I liked the braggadocio there of saying he's
but if you're gonna do it, you can't sound like a fucking robot. You need to sound like The Rock.
What's up, Pete? What's up, Deposit Kingdom? My name is Alex Cups, and I'm applying for the first ever season of So You Think You Can Tout for one main reason. I am truly addicted to fantasy football. So much so that I actually wrote my 92-page thesis paper for my master's program on creating a machine learning model to predict fantasy success. And mind you, this was before Claude Code could write a whole model for you in a couple days. I'm currently a full-time software engineer and data analyst. In my free time, I like golfing, traveling, and getting rage baited on Reddit by casuals that call Travis Hunter a cornerback. And as a fervent believer in the left-wing slapsis ideology, it brings me no pleasure to say this, but my truth serum take for the 2026 fantasy season is that everybody's favorite breakout, Luther Burden, is an unethical hooper. And here's why. Everybody quotes the outrageous yards per route run and targets per route run metrics from last season, but what they don't tell you is Luther Burden had 30 air yards per game. Justin Jefferson in his rookie season had 90 air yards per game. Jamar Chase had 97 air yards per game. You know who had around 30 air yards per game in their rookie seasons? Wan'Dale Robinson with 31, Kadarius Toney with 34. All I'm saying is that these per route metrics are doing a lot of heavy lifting right now, and how sure are we that Luther Burden isn't just fancy Wan'Dale Robinson? I hate to be the one to say it, but I fear we may be jumping the gun a little bit with Luther Burden in 2026. Thank you, Pete, for the chance to prove that I can tout with the best of them, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Solid start, this guy. You know what I don't like is the quick edit, like the very clear quick pickup edits. I really hate that.
Okay.
Hate it. So like, do I know you can actually talk for 60 straight seconds? Or do you have to do a retake every 7 words?
For sure. And that's a huge thing about a lot of these people, and why I'm like, do you have the juice to get in the door? Future challenges, I think I have some ways to really sift out and get beyond that. Like, yeah, you're able to edit this, but let me actually see what you can do without the editing. Any other thoughts on it? On a score of like 1 to 10, just kind of overall, what would you give that submission for you?
I would go 7.5 out of 10. I thought he was pretty good.
Yes, that is a Tech Mobile championship ring. No big deal. Hey, Pete, my name's Ian Lawler. I am a Dallas-based professional guitar player, radical left-wing slappy, lifelong Lions fan, and insufferable Michigan Wolverine. Go Blue. Why should you pick me for this contest? Well, a number of reasons, but the one I'm going to go with right now is because I'm part of an underrepresented demographic, the elderly. I may not look it, but under this youthful exterior lies the heart of a 50-year-old man. So I have a half century of wisdom to impart upon you crazy kids. And what better way than through the art of the tout? I might even go so far as to say that all you young tout maxers are about to get frame-mogged by a geriatric. But full disclosure, I don't know what I just said. I memorized that phonetically. But without further ado, the truth serum.
Hey, you can cut him here.
It's all
I think
just
he's actually
lies.
pretty good.
I liked his vibe. I like that he's a professional guitar player. It's very cool.
Did you ever watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
He looks like if you ordered Ben, aka Adam Scott from Parks and Rec, off of Temu. This is who you would get.
Yeah. Only thing I was disappointed, if you're a professional guitar player,
why aren't you playing guitar?
Have to have the guitar in the submission?
I think he would be a fun addition to the next round.
Yeah.
I feel like he could really like hammer people in debates, is the vibe I get from him.
Day in the Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Chad Candles here. You may know me from my weekday streams every morning at 8:30 a.m. And you may know my stream has a certain vibe to it. I've been compared to Ned Flanders, an emaciated Kirk Cousins, and, of course, Mr. Rogers. But I want you to know I'm more than that. I have the fantasy football chops. I've dominated my home league. I've been to the dog bowl. I've won a BR. That's all table stakes. But, Pete, I want you to know that I have range. Watch this. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Chad Candles here. Just on my way to the gym, which I get to via my yacht. Look, if you want to smash BBM instead of PR for your bankroll, be able to afford a yacht like me, you're going to want to follow these 3 must-draft players in round 18 of your fantasy drafts. Wow. All right. Pete, finally, truth serum take. Best ball is an absolutely dreadful way to realize any money off of these takes that we have. If you think a rookie's going to smash...
I think Chad should, because I remember giving him the advice of just like, hey, if you're going to do your own thing, like just make sure you're consistent doing it. Like go at the same time every single day. You can build an audience just that way because they know that you're always going to be there. It's one of the things that we talked about. I mean, I don't know if he'd be good for this show. I do like his show though, and I like his vibe.
Yeah. Score for Chad.
7.5 out of 10.
7.5. He's one that it's hard for both of us because we know him. We know he's a nice guy. I think he's talented. I think what I would like to see from Chad when we do these challenges, like, does he have a little bite to him, or is it just all super Mr. Nice Guy? Is there pushback in debates? Can he show us a little bit more range than just I'm the guy who plays nice with everyone?
And can you, one of the competitions you need to have is stand by a take you don't believe in and beat it into the ground until you win the argument.
What is up? So you think you can tout? My name is Max Adam. I'm a 21-year-old 66 major and track athlete at Colby College. Anytime, any distance. Mason Dodd does not want the smoke. And I'm also pretty good at fantasy football analysis. I would compare my age-adjusted production to Jeremiah Smith, but I've also really only been doing this, playing fantasy football, that is, for 2 years. So maybe a little bit of Tyron Montgomery in there too. And I'm a generational prospect. You need to have me on the show, or you'll just hear me taking over fantasy football, not as a part of your team. And if fantasy football doesn't work out at all, I'm in beautiful Maine, and I can have boots on the ground for all of Jacob's performative tweets about the Maine Senate race. Oh, I'm tired. I could really use a drink. Is that truth serum? Oh my God. I need some of that. Oh, you need to fade JSN. He had such an insane efficiency year, but 18.5 PPR points from the mid.
If you're not funny, don't be funny.
Okay.
Don't try to be funny if you're not funny. I think running picks is great. Just don't ever have this guy stop. Just anytime you see him, he's running. I think he's got a good look. Young's good, vibrant. And obviously, he's in great shape. That's very helpful, I think. If you're going to continue to talk, the joke is terrible. This is a very bad joke.
One of the things about that a lot of people got tripped on, specifically these early submissions, was this concept of true serum. And I don't want to belabor it too much in these audition videos, but just to give you a little backstory, like the whole point of it was that people give a take on something that they're actually scared to admit. And it's not a hot take. And a lot of these early ones, they gave a contrarian fantasy football take, fade JSN, Luther Burden doesn't deserve to go, which is fine. Like, that's a fantasy football thing. Ultimately, what I was trying to get at was something that showed more about their personality, that showed their range to be more vulnerable and be willing to even almost look silly and say something embarrassing that you wouldn't otherwise heard. So that's just another thing to kind of frame some of these submissions for you and why you're going to see a lot of guys drinking pretend things throughout these submissions.
There's a way to, you use props. I mean, back when you were doing the mans, but you could do comedy. Like, if you're going to do prop type stuff, like, you need to commit to the bit. That it can't be something that you're doing like, oh, there's some truth serum. Like, come on, man. Give your head a shake. Don't like it. You had me. You lost me. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. One thing I like that he called out Mason Dodd, obviously huge YouTuber.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Flock Fantasy is?
No.
Are you serious, Pat? I don't even know if I believe you. Now, that's a true serum. You don't know who Mason Dodd is? I think he has 300,000 subs on YouTube. I thought you would be hip. He's underdog guy. All right.
I know you. I know you and Rick. Like, basically, like, there's the whole class of us that came up. Like, me, you, JJ, Seeley's probably in that, and Mike Clay. Like, there's a whole bunch of, like, I'm in my fucking 40s. You think I'm going to be sitting around watching YouTube all day?
What's up, Peter? My name's Jeff Gasberry, known by many as Gaz. I'm from DuBois, Pennsylvania, hometown of the legendary Coach Nez and birthplace of an original badge bro. In September of last year, I sold my piece of my business and I retired. Ever since then, I've been looking for my next opportunity, and here you come with this competition. I'm a husband and a father to 2 perfectly normal kids. For the last decade, I've been a college baseball coach, and we've won 4 national championships along the way, currently in the search for our 5th. In fantasy, I'm a draft day host, party boy, commissioner, and most importantly, a multi-time champion. I love ball. Outside of fantasy, I'm a hyper-focused sports bettor. After a 12-unit Super Bowl win, I started posting my plays on X. In 2026, I'm sitting comfortably above 500 in NBA and MLB plays. My truth serum take, if you're a fan, you're a fish. Look, if you've got a tough decision between Devontae Adams, Kenneth Walker, and Drake London, by all means, Bills fans, take Khalil Shakir. George Pickens has Justin Fields and Rusty Wilson throwing him the ball. That sounds like a perfect time to take him in the third. Up Pickens goes to Dallas. In comes Metcalf. Welcome to the third round, DK. Thanks, Steeler fan. The truth is, if you're a fan, and I know it, you're someone I want to be close to in a draft.
All right,
just don't tell the guy.
I like him. I don't love him. I like him. He's got good bro energy, but old bro energy. Kind of like I don't have, but he's probably like he's probably younger than me, for Christ's sake, at this point. I'm older than everyone now, but he's got good. There's something about him that I like. I can't put my finger on it, which is kind of that thing that we're looking for, isn't it?
Do you think he's hungry enough? He admitted that he was able to retire from selling his business, and now he's like, yeah, this will be a fun hobby. Do you think he's got it to the drive to dig deep and really go for it?
No, absolutely not.
What's the score?
6 out of 10?
6 out of 10.
Footballers trying to become a tout and have their EV changed forever. Find out what happens when people stop shouting in all caps from behind a keyboard and start getting real airtime. Blizzy here, and I'm a best ball maxer, home league commissioner, Discord debater, and you may remember, Deposit Kingdom Guillotine League champion. I hope you'll consider extending me an invitation to your Guillotine Nation. In my home league, I'm constantly stirring the pot and stoking the fire because, well, entertainment is key.
Coming from my head, that's the wrong thing to do. Freestyle off the top, Blizzy coming through. Only 90-point squad looking real stingy. Ain't been the same since they lost Derrick Henry. Still searching for a title, and it's been 12 years.
When it comes to truth serum, honestly, I get pissed off when people give you basic player takes and recycled predictions. My truth serum take is fantasy players don't actually prioritize winning. They prioritize looking right. And I'll hold my own feet to the fire here. I do all the correlating, stacking, and value hounding, but for 3 years now, I've thought to myself, I'd be better off if I just started every draft with 6 running backs, 6 receivers, then immediately taking 3 quarterbacks and finishing off every draft with 3 tight ends. Have I done it once? No, because it's uncomfortable, but I am comfortable in front of a mic, and I'm all about high quality. So throw me every challenge you've got, have Mayo come on and grill me as a guest judge, but when that charcoal flame burns out, I may be a little blacker, but I'll be the perfect addition to your revamped content menu.
I love this. This Real World Vegas intro is fucking fantastic. I love this so much. I'm torn on him. I think that he could be good. He needs reps. That diss track was very cringy, but there's something to him that I like. And I don't really know what it is. He seems like if you could get him out of if you can get him out of his shell a little bit, he could fire some of those takes instead of just kind of being a bit monotone. He'd be really good. I don't know if he could do that though.
Yeah, he's like, there's a few like him where I really wanted your opinion on him because what you just said is exactly how I felt, where I'm like, there's something here. It's still on the fringe. I don't know if you fully got the juice, but you gave me enough seeing the editing, the parody. I do think like generating content about your home leagues is always a good sign. It shows like you're interested in the greater tapestry of fantasy football than just the X's and O's or whatever the numbers on the screen. So I did like that as well.
That's like what I think like the first content pieces I ever did. We had our commissioner probably when we were in the 12th grade, maybe first year of college, that he would like write recaps every single week. Then me and him started writing them back and forth every single week. We did that for like 3 years before I even thought about doing anything like this. So, I mean, it was a good way to get reps in. I agree with you. I think that just taking that initiative, because it's something you want to do, lends itself to doing this very well.
Score there for Blaine.
6.5?
6.5.
Michael O'Hara. I'm a redraft and best ball guy, and let me tell you why I deserve to be on this show. Most importantly, I have as diverse a skill set as you'll find in this group of applicants. I'm both
Is this the running guy?
Socialist and the ball now.
No, but in my head, they fall into a very similar genre of young college kids with long hair who had fairly creative submissions.
Yeah, keep going.
A former Shrek cosplayer, a hell of a street fighter, and a competitive eater. And if I do make it on the show, I'll be sure to go far and wide to tout to anyone and everyone who will listen. 3 QBs is the new meta! Excuse me, do you have a minute to talk about combinatorial ownership? Oh, don't forget about Keaton Mitchell, guys. Don't forget, okay? Don't forget. Also, Pete, I wanted to do something where I said I was gonna like come in and crush all the old heads and tackle an old guy in the video, but that didn't happen. So just like imagine it and put it in your head for this video. All right, Pete, it's time for my truth serum take. And as someone who's constantly declared that wide receivers are king and running backs suck, I wouldn't be letting this one out without the truth serum. But the wide receiver 2 is dead, at least for now. Wide receiver 2 production cratered in 2025, and given the league-wide trends that we saw last year, I don't think it'll rebound in 2026. Instead, I'll be building my teams with running back depth and elite onesies instead of wide receivers in the middle rounds.
He's not bad. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this guy. I don't have like my reaction to him is positive. I think he's all right. But he seems kind of stiff. His personality doesn't seem stiff. He seems stiff. That if you get him over being stiff and really lean into this, I think he could be all right. But as it stands, 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah. That was kind of in line with me. I like the balance of a creative submission. There's some bits in there. There's some gags, but I'm still learning about who you are and some of your takes in there. Like, I actually feel like I have a good sense of him compared to the full-blown like parody spoof submissions. And it just seems like these young kids get it a little bit more of like what plays on the internet, what's entertaining. Obviously that editing, there were some places that dragged or were way too slow.
Yeah.
But there was enough pop to the submission that I was like, I kind of would like to see you in a few other venues and see how you do.
I didn't want you to turn it off, which is always a good sign.
I spent my summer here in my basement drafting thousands of best ball teams while pretending to be a dog on the internet. And while I've never competed in a game show to prove I'm the smartest Canadian, I certainly do enjoy telling people how silly and wrong they are. I'm fortunate, man. I got results. I got 2 runner-up finishes in the real ball knowers contest.
All right, I like this guy.
And last year,
initial impressions, I like him. I give him a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because there's some of these people where I recognize his username and I'm getting a lot of faces to usernames I never knew before, which again, whether they're people who are fans or people who have trolled you, it is always just such a reveal to see what people on the internet look like.
I'm Jim Waller. I'm currently making this submission when I should be writing my wedding vows. You know, I can't think of a better way to kick off married life in a couple of weeks than by joining a reality fantasy competition with limited upside and virtually limitless potential to distract me. But I'm no stranger to distractions. I've been playing best ball for 6 years, and on top of that, my fantasy career started making sporting news lineups back in the 90s. The real reason I know I can tout is that I come with championship pedigree. In 2023, I binked the Pitbull for 6 figures. This is a picture of Isaiah Likely bringing it home with a one-handed grab. And he was my 18th round pick and my 4th tight end on that build. And I'm not entirely sure that the leg up.
All right, you can stop it.
Has solved everything.
Just a down the middle 5 out of 10. There's nothing that stands out here.
It's so funny that you say that because I felt similarly. And then again, these are the kind of ancillary things that would bias me. People loved his submission on Twitter. Like, and I don't know if he has an existing fan base. Like, I thought it was solid. Like, he seems decent on camera. Like, I could do an interview with him and it would not be a chore. But he got way more buzz than it resonated with me. And it sounds like you feel similarly.
He has very kind eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like,
he doesn't have shark eyes like me, where he's just like I'm mad all the time. But this guy looks like he's friendly. He's very welcoming. Seems like a nice guy and very successful. Obviously, has won some money doing this. So it just nothing sticks out to me.
Let me just real quick see his true serum tape again, because I actually don't remember it off the top of my head.
Front, I had some pre-prepared remarks about how Derrick Henry should be a first-round pick, and I'm finally going to capitulate to the running back piggies. But that's not the real truth. The real truth is that since I won a few years ago, I've been drafting scared, and I think all of us have been. In an era with screenshots and BBMDB tracking advance rates and everything being out there and everybody's takes in the ether, we all want to appear right more than we want to win.
Stop it for a second. Did he say the ether instead of the ether?
The ether, yeah, he did.
That's solid stuff.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Davis Maddock, I can tout better than you. If Hayden Winks can make a website, I can tout a tout, no doubt. Why should you pick me? You make this slappy very happy. I have a big background in redraft.
Hold on.
And
was that a bit, or was that like what would happen during his submission?
I think he decided that he was doing it in one cut, and it didn't do any editing.
I mean, maybe that. I mean, when I think online streamer, I don't think of you and I think of this guy. Weirdly enough.
Yes.
But not for me. No, pass.
He also had a funny true serum where he just basically admitted he's really bad at this stuff, and he'd be better off auto drafting his teams, which I thought was a funny admission by him. But yes, ultimately too awkward on camera. What do you give his score?
3.
We'll just go segment by segment.
Oh my
God. Let's nail the opening, and then I can get that. And then we'll nail the second part, and then we'll nail the third part. Is it recording? Yeah, whenever you're ready.
My name's Nick. My name's Josh Gerlach.
And my name's Nick Gerlach.
Together we are Gerlach and Gerlach. I work in logistics at a trucking company. Friday night wing.
Why is that couch so small?
I don't know, but I didn't get any females, but I got 2 people applying for one spot on the show, and they're not Siamese twins.
I feel like they could have their own channel. There's people that would watch this. It might be me, not for this show, but there's something here.
Tight ends stacked with a quarterback. So like John and I'm noticing you've got Cam Ward.
I love they got the drinks here. When I envisioned this contest, I guess I never thought of even the concept of a double submission, 2 people for one spot, and this kind of blew my mind. What's your score?
I don't hate that idea if because there's one spot. I mean, this is the sneaky little thing about when you see like multi people on podcasts. I know that you host them, but like for you, it's you and guests that come on. For me, it's me and guests that come on. Once you start having a permanent co-host, you just split everything down the middle. That's not going to work in the podcasting industry.
What's your score for these guys?
4.
Hello, I'm the Lazy Kid. I am going to be turning 40 years old later this year, and I am keeping that name. I have earned it through years of apathy, inaction, lethargy, and a general lack of sleep. So we're going to keep that. I believe we need more artists in this space. We need more galaxy-brained ideas. There are, no disrespect, a lot of bros and nerds, and we need some more big...
2 out of 10.
Yeah.
He'd be a decent guest. Like if he actually like, there's more to that. I don't care. He lost me, so I don't want to see the rest of it. But if there was something there's an energy. It is not the right energy though.
Yes, I wanted to show you him just because he is right in that a lot of submissions come from a specific archetype, whether the best ball bro energy or whatever. And I like that he said we need more artists in this space. Ultimately, I needed a lot of these to do more showing and not telling. Show me what being an artist actually look. Are you actually painting while you're talking fantasy football? That would actually gotta be funny to watch.
That would be awesome. Like a Bob Ross style fantasy football show would be amazing.
Hello, Peter. My name's Calvin Brousseau, and I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I'm a trophy husband that likes to cook tasty food and play fantasy football. My goal is to become the Bob Ross of fantasy cooking shows. This is my 4th season playing best ball. I draft like I live life. Straight vibes, homie. I mainly play smaller field contests, which, like reducing food waste, is plus EV. I'm a 10-year dynasty vet, including a league with Pat Gerren for the last 7 seasons.
All right, stop it. Does he get to a part where he like actually cooks?
That's my issue with it. He lays out this idea and I'm screaming at him. How are you not recording this while cooking?
Cooking in the kitchen.
Me. It would have been great.
Don't worry about it, homie.
I did like that he said he's a stay-at-home trophy husband. And I like that idea. Like, wouldn't you watch a well-produced cooking show while talking about fantasy football?
You may have to edit this out because this is actually the plan for me this season. We're doing Cuss Cooks for Sunday mornings of him cooking, just trying to use appliances and talking through the day's games.
That's incredible. Do you actually want me to edit that out?
No, I don't. Listen, if someone can do it better than me, then it's theirs. But they won't be able to do it better than me because, come on.
That's my, and this is anything with writing, anything. It's show, don't tell. Like, this was your chance to show me, let me see you cooking and sizzling, sauteing onions and then dishing out takes. Just telling me talking to a camera doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. Good, my guys. Good idea.
Yeah. What do you give that submission?
2 out of 10.
I want to be on Fantasy Football Tout because I like to perform. That's just all I do. Congrats, Mr. Seacrest. Breathe it in. You have your Kelly Clarkson, the G-word prospect who's going to dominate all the boys and girl in this competition. Who will put SYPYCT on the map. Should we make a hashtag? Look, I come from a marketing background, like you. I'm fresh off winning Enactment Team of the Year, where I created the best student engagement campaign in the country, Scanathon. Shout out Lucky Maverick. In short, I get it, and I enjoy it. But somewhere in those 12-hour college football days each fall, I got pulled away from my one true love.
Might be a good employee, not on camera. Bad presence. Bad facial hair, too. It's
What's your score for Mitchell?
4 out of 10.
4.
You might want to hire him for like YouTube algorithmic hacks.
Well, that's why I wanted to tell you. So one thing, Mitchell has been leading this group called the Tout House, and he's been interviewing a bunch of the applicants. And he's actually shown himself to be a really good interviewer, has been getting some of these guys to peel back and show some more layers to him. So I'm a little biased in that I've been watching Mitchell host these guys.
Well,
and he's
I
putting in
haven't
a
seen
ton of
those.
effort.
All I got to see was this 30 seconds where he doesn't got it.
And I want your take on the submission, right? Like that's what I want from you, because I can get pulled into these biases. People I know their back history. I know a little bit more about his range, but I wanted your thoughts on him as a personality, what you saw in those 10 seconds, which is what you're telling me.
Yeah, just he's not leaping out to me, but he seems like he'd be very helpful to the company.
He's very, I would say, of everyone who submitted, he has done the most extra credit. He has gone above and beyond, promoting, really trying to generate more buzz, which selfishly I love and very much appreciate. But at the end of the day, I also need people who are talented enough to go far in this competition.
I mean, based on what you've said and how much extra effort he's putting in, I mean, that's also a part of this too. I would assume that, we're gonna have the instant impressions, but if you're willing to put in work to promote, I mean, that shows if you're doing it for nothing, what happens when you get paid? All of a sudden you're doing even more, so you can get paid more. There is a big key to that.
I'm an addict. My vice has been fantasy football for well over 10 years now. And in 2025, that addiction got so bad, I was playing in 11 different competitive leagues at the same time. And for whatever reason, that seems to be deeply concerning to my friends.
Hold on, put it on pause for a second. What's the most competitive leagues you've ever played in at the same time?
I mean,
in your heyday, the year that you looked at yourself and like, I can't do this.
Probably 7 or 8.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I was at like 55 one year.
55 redraft leagues?
Yeah.
That's insane, Pat.
I had to get an intern to do everything for me. And I was like, I'm not doing this.
I remember getting obsessed fast, and I went from like 1 to 2 leagues to like 6 to 8. And then I was like, oh shit, like this is my tipping point. You're sick.
What's up with this guy's haircut?
I don't know.
My girlfriend keeps telling people that I have a serious problem. And I guess it's gotten so bad that they felt the need to send me videos expressing.
All right, this guy doesn't have it.
Negatively affect.
Come on.
He does a lot of writing. I think he's a better writer. He like paid for a Jonathan Brooks cameo in here. It was like a clever submission, but pretty low energy on the mic for me.
100%.
Score?
4.5 out of 10.
Hi, Pete and the Deposit Kingdom. My name is Alec McFeely.
Okay, stop it for 1 sec.
Grinder.
Could you just turn this guy into a fantasy football counselor parody account?
He does have the Guido vibes there. Looks like he'd be on Jersey Shore.
Have you followed? Are you still following Counselor by chance?
Yes, I literally sent one of his posts to my friend's group chat the other day. He's still kicking around for sure.
I give him endless credit for like pivoting like into what he needs to pivot into. He's doing a fantastic bang up job of it.
For sure. Let's get a few more seconds of this. You tell me what you think.
Let's check who's in this room. We got Fantasy Grinder here, Alec.
Alec, the Fantasy
This
Grinder.
week's $50,000 champion, Best Ball Alec, aka the Fantasy Grinder, having an
Content on my X in thread formats and 3-player pieces for FTN Fantasy. The last 3.5 years, I've balanced the side hustle with being a data analyst for Coca-Cola. But as of next week, I'm a free agent, giving everything I got to fantasy sports. I think you should roster bait at least once a week. Roster baiting. The act of perpetually checking one's best ball rosters, admiring stacks, project winnings, or experience a dopamine hit from theoretical success.
I mean, as someone who founded FTN, he was probably gone by that time when he wrote for the site. I don't know. It seems like you could have a job in the industry. Just being an on-air host is not it.
Yeah, and he does. I kind of jumped ahead because he fell into the group of promoting a bunch of things he did, but does do a Substack. Very good writer. Also very good at fantasy sports. He had a massive year. He won a ton of different formats. So good at the game. Good writer. Can he do it on camera?
No.
Score
4 out of 10.
I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in New Jersey, the penthouse. My name is Gumby. I'm 27 years old, and I believe in projection maxing. The idea of maximizing your lineup's projection by any means necessary in order to ascend. In the morning, if my projection provider looks a little weak, I'll IKB to strengthen them. My process is nearly golden now. ETR for projection maxing. Easy DFS and the sidekick to overlay Mog.
Is there more to this?
It's a parody of, are you familiar with the clavicular, the looks maxing guy who's gone viral lately?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a full-blown parody of that. Tons of inside references. It's a very creative video from that angle, but it falls into the emo cowboy thing, all of these that are very creative submissions, but don't actually tell me anything about whether they'd be good for this show or for hosting with me.
If you have, listen, there's a lot of people who watch my show. If people didn't know that, Pat Mayo Experience. If everyone else is going to promote their stuff on here,
Yes,
I'm going to promote mine. Now, if you have a fun time with these submissions, send these like parody videos to me throughout the course of the year. I'll throw to ads, and the ads can be these. I think I love this sort of stuff, but this kid, I have no idea what this guy is. Pass. 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Sorry, Gumby.
After the fall of the Zero RB empire, nothing is certain. The fantasy community is in flux, and they're looking for a new tout.
Davin, what guy on this team would you
most like to see on So You Think You Can Tout? Candyman. Chris the Candyman. Chris
This is the guy.
Candyman.
100%.
I'm the Candyman. I should be picked. And if you hand me this opportunity, I'm taking the ball and sprinting with it. You've been chosen, Candyman. You take the blue pill, the story ends, the little board never fills, and you believe what you want to. You take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. My truth serum take is that I've completely lost the plot as a fantasy player. I haven't won my home league in 10 years because I care more about looking like a sharp drafter than actually winning. I treat knowing guys like Keandre Lambert-Smith as a badge of honor, but all that prep probably makes me worse because I'm spending my time on the wrong things. The ugly truth is most years there are only about a dozen players that really matter in fantasy, and every minute I spend deep diving wide receiver 80s instead of figuring out those few top players is just me missing the forest for the trees, which is why I'm starting a new podcast for this NFL season called Edge Detection, helping you find the signal, cut the noise, and win more in fantasy football. I'm taking the nerdy stuff and making it entertaining and fun, which is what I'm best at. I've got huge goals for my fantasy content this season, and I can't wait to share it with you all.
Obviously, I like him. I've seen a bit of his content before, and I think he comes through more as himself in those videos. So I am going to be biased about this one.
Yeah,
I don't think that this video is a great representation of that, but it is a good representation of, editing, quality, fun references. He's obviously a fun guy, but how does that translate to 60 minutes over 1 minute? I know the answer to that because I've seen those videos, but I don't think it's the best submission for this contest. So I give him like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. He also, I called him out for it on Twitter, and this ended up being a trend in some of the late submissions where I couldn't tell where people, I specifically asked in the submission, don't just tell me your resume. I want to know why you want to be in this contest. People started using the auto retweet they knew they were going to get from me on X as an excuse to promote or launch new channels. People were I'm like, yeah, that's smart. Go ahead. You're going to get the free retweet. But at the end of the day, if you're just using me as an infomercial, you're not going to get a spot on this contest. I'm not saying that's exactly what Garage is doing, but a lot of people were like, and then this summer I'm doing this and subscribe to this. And I'm like, that's not what this submission video is supposed to be.
I think he would fall into that like other category that I talked about. Is I'd want to see more from him and what you ask him to do and how he could be malleable towards that versus what he actually does. Like he might just be someone who's good on his own channel because that's what he does. But if you ask him to do something, can he do that? I don't know.
Finally, as destiny would have it, I'm freshly pursuing new career opportunities. And before jumping straight back into the corporate world, I'd like to give your contest 100% of my time and attention. So that said, if selected, I commit to doing the 2026 Best Fall Summer Road Tour, where I'll live stream a draft from a new location every day. With your community support, why don't you recruit a corporate sponsor? And I'll draft from every store they have throughout Texas. If you'll...
So, I mean, it's a good idea. You can just do it without him, get someone better.
I also realized that he's kind of blocked by how I have the screen placement here, but I think you get the best ball.
I get the gist of it. I actually like this guy. He should just do it regardless.
Exactly. And I've been saying that to people as well. And that's another good reminder, PSA. Yes, I think it would be fun for you to be on the show. I think you would get a lot out of it. But if I say no to you, go do your ideas. You use it as your wind in your sails, your bulletin board material. You don't need me to do these ideas. What's your score for Clark?
5 out of 10.
I presume you already know that because of my dominance in the preeminent first 4-week best ball competition last year, the first quarter too, and my accompanying Twitter bio to let you know about that. I've played fantasy since elementary school. During that time, I've written long-form articles, appeared on streams, and shared unique visuals, exploring play evaluation and best ball. In order to do this, I've harnessed my Aaron Rodgers-esque ability to do my own research. I'm pretty open with most of my terrible takes, so this kind of might take a minute to get through all the way. Okay. So this is how I broke my wrist while I was drip. I think I might need a bit more.
All right, got it. For a short guy, maybe, but no, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. His true serum take after this was kind of good, and he was just like, what if Deshaun Watson is actually still okay at football? And I thought it was kind of like one that took a little vulnerable take just because everyone's like, Deshaun Watson sucks at both football and life, and it's easy to pile on. So he got some points for me on there, but yeah, a lot going on in this video.
Yeah, there's good bits. You know, like bits is for like TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. Hosting the show, not so much.
29 years old, so probably can't be a running back anymore, but perfect to be a fantasy analyst.
Tell us a little bit about your fantasy accomplishments.
Fantasy just paid for a 3-month vacation for me. DFS, best ball, dynasty leagues, home leagues, away leagues, your leagues.
Nah, pass.
Sure.
So I
Got
heard
him.
you guys went on.
Got him. He's got no juice. No juice on this guy.
He had one of the more well-edited submissions. Also, this is right here on screen. Everyone take this in. This is as close to a lady being a part of the competition. I don't know if it's his girlfriend, his wife, whatever. This is as close as we got to a female applicant, Pat.
I'm giving him, he's like a low-energy Jeb over here. I mean, maybe that's his vibe, just bad energy. I'll give her like a 7 out of 10. Like, she looks way different than everyone else.
So what was your score for Trevor?
4 out of 10.
Overall scores here. And you gave 3 9.5s. Gerren Griffin, aka our guy, Goofy Chicken. We liked Tony Squares. You liked the Survivor guy, PPR Tyler. You liked Zack McDonald. You liked Rick, the Brown Bob Dylan. And then you were intrigued by a few guys, Chuck Bass, Alex Cups, Chad Candles, Matt White. any kind of other takeaways, having watched now a ton of submissions, kind of knowing what I'm working with here? What was your overall experience going through these?
Well, I do think that like some guys I gave a really low score to that I think could move on to the next round because of production, because of creativity, that you'd want to see what more they could do if you knew a little bit more about them. So I think that could be an interesting way to do it. You take your like alpha personalities or really strong on-air people, and then even as a part of it, you could pair them with one of the super creative guys as well and see what they can come up with.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, I have a bunch of ideas for challenges. I have a bunch of ideas for twists and turns, but I'm open to a lot of different things. And I do think the next round is going to be, who are these people that I think there's something there, but I need to see them in a different environment, just not a pre-scripted 90-second video, because I don't know, you learn a little bit about them. I think their overall charisma, who they are as a personality, but it doesn't tell you everything.
You can have a challenge, and we can try to line it up where we do like they have to come on my show and be a guest for like 5 minutes at a time. Once you start whittling them down, and they have to do like 3 rounds of an underdog draft with me as like an analyst and see how that goes.
Yeah, those are the kind of ideas that I'm batting around in my head. But Pat, thank you so much. I knew when I was getting these auditions and I was thinking who's going to be my first guest judge, you were the person that I had to have. And I might send you after the fact just a couple other clips and just ask for your quick numerical ranking on these, just so I have, because I've been keeping track of all your scores, and that's going to factor in to when we actually kind of sort these and figure out who's making the cut. But thank you so much for your time today. Very much appreciated.
Thank you for thinking of me, and I apologize for my voice. It's not quite at 100% right now.
Well, Pat, I give you a 10 out of 10. Thank you for all of your support. Go follow him at the Pat Mayo Experience, all of that great stuff. And stay tuned for some more information about the show and who's advancing. All right, that was a lot. 135 submissions, some genuine stars in the making, some absolute train wrecks, and everything in between. Pat didn't hold back, and honestly, it's exactly what we needed. But here's the thing. Pat got a shot to judge. We've been reviewing these submissions internally. Now it's your turn. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know who you think has what it takes. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about what Pat and I think. It's about finding someone the fantasy community, you guys, will actually listen to, will trust, will follow, will enjoy consuming their content. So here's what we're going to do. Head over to soyouthinkyoucantout.com. The link is down in the show notes, or you can just go to soyouthinkyoucantout.com. Every single submission is posted there. We couldn't get to all of them in this video, but you can now watch them all, go through them just like Pat and I did, and you can score every single one on a scale of 1 to 10, just like Pat and just like what we've been doing internally. Think you can spot talent better than Pat Mayo or me? Prove it. You can also let me know in the comments as well some of your favorites. It's always helpful to know who the leaders in the clubhouse are. But fan voting is live right now. Get your rankings in as soon as possible so we can see who should stay and who should go. Your scores are going to factor directly into who makes the initial cut. This isn't just for show. You literally have a voice in who moves forward. And speaking of moving forward, we'll soon be announcing who survived the first elimination. We'll reveal the initial cast, break down how fan voting played out, and give you a preview of what these contestants will face in the actual competition. So make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel right now. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, because we are just getting started. Go to soyouthinkyoucantout.com, start watching, start scoring, and help me find our next fantasy football star. I'm Pete Overzet. This is So You Think You Can Tout. Let's see those votes.